Death Watch.
Welcome back. So, last time we ended off with Fenrith, Casimir, and Rohan in a large room with pillars in the center and pulsating magical circles on the floor. Casimir had spotted a halfling rider on a warg approaching, and so he melded into the stone. And Fenrith, while coming down the steps away from the circular hole, he spotted another halfling and a warg approaching. And Graham had followed Fenrith's helping hand spell, which beckoned him into a painting. And he'd gone into the painting and then felt himself swept along as though in a river where all is darkness. So he can't see or hear or tell where he is. He just has the sensation of being swept along. And that's where we ended last game session. So that's where we'll pick up now. So Rohan had moved around the pillar where to look where Casimir had been, but he can't see Casimir now, because you don't know that he's melded into stone, Rohan. And Fenrith, you had spotted a halfling riding a warg down on in your section, and last time you had spotted him, he had a light, and he extinguished it when he saw you. So now you can't see him any longer. So Rohan, what would you like to do?
All right, so my light is extinguished. I still have dark vision going. And do I still see the halfling rider?
No.
Okay. I'll kind of call out in a low voice to Casimir. Casimir, where'd you go?
I'm trying to figure out how far you, or how close you need to be for me to hear you. So it's looking like I kind of retain standard hearing.
Okay.
I believe, like, I can't see anything, but I still hear what happens around you. So, yeah, like I'm not going to be able to respond, but I think I hear him.
Yeah. Yeah, you would hear him from this distance. But Rohan, you don't hear or see Casimir. You don't receive a response.
Okay.
Now, Fenrith, what would you like to do about the halfling you saw?
So I'm going to continue down this way.
Okay. All right. So, Rohan, you hear him clanking and scraping as he moves towards the western part of this chamber. You can't see him through the pillar, but you can definitely hear his passage. And Fenrith, let me change this so you can't see them anymore.
Yep.
So you get down to here. You can't see Casimir, so you're not aware that he melted into the stone. So you've got the blinking, the pulsating magical lights going off. But right now you're just staring out into a wall of darkness. Rohan, Casimir, and Fenrith, roll a listen in the tower for me. Okay. So Rohan, after you whisper for Casimir and you receive no response, you're listening and you hear a sound coming from off in the darkness, and it's the sound of claws clicking on stone, and then a sort of scraping sound, like something big being pulled along the stone or dragged along the stone.
Okay.
From up ahead.
All right. How far away does it sound? Is it just outside my vision, or is it like the other end of the cave?
Yeah, it sounds to you like it's probably at the far end.
Okay.
Okay, now... Sorry, let me get this.
Is it all right with you if I cast shield while I was in the stone?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, now Rohan, you hear the sound of bones clacking against themselves from that large bone pile.
Should have gone
Like,
back to my old habit of smashing every skull.
Like bones falling down from like higher on the pile.
Wow.
Okay. Takes 2 attempts while I'm sitting in the stone. Did I mark it off? Yeah, okay.
Okay, now.
Yeah, I'm just going to become like the worst grave robber ever, just walking through the maze, destroying every skull. And
Is there really a grave robber code of ethics that say you don't desecrate the tomb? Aren't you kind of desecrating it by entering it?
yeah, I'm just taking it that next step by
Pure defilement.
Yeah, defiling every single corpse along the way.
So if you're entering an evil, like Cairn, you'd have to be like casting blessings, like making it hallowed ground.
If I could, I probably would.
And then if you enter a good one, you'll have to, was it unhollow or is it?
I think just shattering every corpse's skull.
I don't think that's a pure defilement. I think that's just part of robbing.
No.
Hey, look,
Crushing the
Because
skulls
what
is
if some
completely
gold or a
unnecessary.
ring fell into their skull? You want that.
Well, you can look in the skull. You don't have to destroy it.
some things
You
are
look
easier.
in there by destroying it.
You'd have to put down your mace or sheath it. Then you'd have to pick up the skull. Then you'd have to make a search check. That's too much. You can just bash the skull.
Yeah, but then you still have to make the search check to go through the pile of bones.
Maybe. I mean, that's how we search dragons for their treasure.
Well, yeah, but
Just hit them in the head and all this gold comes tumbling out.
that's how it works in video games.
That's how it works in D&D in general.
What's-
Rats have gold loot tables.
Yeah, if you hit them hard enough, they just pop into gold.
Man, I would kill for a Midas touch curse. Just go around touching everything. Oh, man. What do you figure that'd be? Fort save?
For what?
Midas touch?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then probably size categories too, right? Like,
Would it be?
can't turn anything larger than medium. So it'd be like medium and smaller.
Would there be a save?
For D&D, yeah. Because you could, essentially, you'd be avoiding the
Yeah.
touch. So it'd probably be fort or reflex. Maybe a touch attack, which would make it even deadlier.
Okay, Graham. So
Yes.
you are being swept along this darkness. So you've got the feeling of a fluid wrapped around you tightly and sweeping you along. You get the sensation of bouncing from time to time, like off of the bottom or a side, but it doesn't cause any pain. It's just a general sensation. And then as you move along, you get the clear image in your mind of a fork in the path for you to choose. Like you just get the knowledge suddenly that you can decide which direction to go. And so you get a broad sense of where you would go for each fork. And one of them shows a walkway suspended in utter darkness with a platform sort of that can be seen off in the distance that's illuminated by lights on it of torches. And then there's a altar on it and religious and arcane symbology on it. And there is some activity being performed on it that looks a lot like some sort of worship with a person in robes and with a staff intoning to others that are gathered there, and prisoners being dragged towards him and the altar for sacrifice. On the other fork, you get the image of a room with pillars. It's like a cavern, a natural cavern, although some work has been done on it. And it's got pillars down the center with magical circles in between each of the pillars, different magical symbols. So you get the sense that that's a location you can choose as well. And as you're considering it, you do see Fenrith as he's walking away from the point at which you would appear down a set of stairs, but it's clearly Fenrith because he's unmistakable.
You can hear him.
So you get all that knowledge and that those images in your mind, as though whatever magic surrounds you is prompting you to decide which direction to go.
Well, I will quickly choose the Fenrith path.
Okay. So you feel like a little, skip in your heartbeat when you see Fenrith and realize, despite not understanding how it would come to be, you realize that you're close to being reunited with your companions, or at least one of them. But then you feel this odd this painful constricting sensation around your chest and the back of your neck. And those images are sort of forcefully pushed out of your mind. And instead you get this detailed image of a beautiful red-haired woman staring into your eyes, standing much closer than anybody ought to, staring into your eyes. And roll a will save for me.
Sounds about par for course.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
a hero point.
Yeah?
Never throw away hero points on a will save for Grant.
yeah, so you see this face that you recognize, but more than just recognize, this is a face that's very important to you. And before you know it, you're being swept along the left path that takes you to that platform that I mentioned. And that doesn't upset you. That's exactly the right choice to make. And that's the choice you would have made all along anyway. And you don't know why you would have even considered the other option, because down this path is something far more important. You don't understand what yet, but you do know that it is far more important than reuniting with your companion. Okay, now, Fenrith.
Yep.
Some small bullet comes sailing out of the darkness and slams into you, doing 10 damage to you.
Dang halflings.
Now, Rohan, the same happens to you. A sling bullet comes sailing out of the darkness and smacks into your chest, doing 10 damage to you.
Okay.
So, everybody roll initiative. Okay.
So, B, I would like to, before initiative type thing, because I think technically I wouldn't be in combat quite yet, is if anything got near me, sound like dog or warg or whatever they are walking,
Yeah.
I would pop up and attempt to attack.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to be doing for a bit until I hear the sound of combat getting a little heated or something.
Okay. Fenrith, it's your move.
All right, I'm going to cast Flame Strike.
Okay.
Am I able to see to there?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be my spot.
Okay. Yeah, so make them... Yeah, there you go. All right, so you cast Flame Strike. A pillar of flame appears and engulfs them.
29 reflex. That's one hot dog now.
Oh, the dog got the reflex of 29.
No, the halfling did. The dog did not. So he took the full 42 points of fire damage.
Yeah, it's usually what happens with dogs in these games.
Yeah, so you hear a loud yelp, and now the smell of burned hair starts assaulting your nostrils. Anything else for your turn, Fenrith?
I'll move to there.
So you might want to go into the settings again, Fenrith, and there's one where it says target remove on miss, and you might want to make sure that's off because it untargeted that halfling after he made his save, and so next time you might not realize that you don't still have him targeted.
So it says multi. You want me to off?
Yeah, off is probably the best setting.
Okay, that's done.
All right, so as you move there now, you see this halfling on his warg there, twirling his sling. Okay, all right. So now you hear all of you really, the sound of heavy booted feet thumping along the stone and the jingling of armor and weapons, buckles, and things of that nature.
Whoa.
Rohan, your move.
So how badly damaged was that warg by that?
It Looked like it hurt pretty bad.
Target him. Yeah, it should just be control click to target, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not letting me target.
It's showing you that you're targeting him. You're targeting him now.
Yeah.
Now you're targeting the halfling.
Okay, it's not doing the normal lines and stuff. All right, so target the warg.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a full volley at it. Full multi-shot volley. Did any of those hit?
All right. So you've got 2 hits.
2 hits?
Mm-hmm. 2 hits and 2 misses.
All right. And then I'm going to step behind that pillar to take partial coverage from the halfling at least.
Okay.
And that should be my turn.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, you fire off 4 arrows and 2 of them hit that warg, and the halfling snarls. And then you step back behind that pillar to get some cover. Now you all hear the very loud thumping and scraping and that dragging sound again off on the other side of the cavern. And then you hear a loud whoosh, 2 of them, and then the sound of breaking rock. You feel a little vibration in the ground.
That makes me worried. I can get one shot at it. Stone starts cracking.
Yeah.
Followed by more booted feet and jingling armor. And then Casimir, it's your turn.
All right. I will cast Mirror Image this turn.
Okay.
That's my turn. I'll roll the... All right. I'm getting screwed on them mirror images.
Yeah. At least you're high enough level to get a base 3.
So you have 3 shadows or 3 mirror images then?
Yeah, so 1d4.
Okay.
I'll be 1.
Okay. And that's your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Graham, that feeling of you being swept along seems to pick up pace. And then before you know it, the sensation of being surrounded by a cool liquid is gone. And then you come to rest on the ground. Get you. You come to rest on the ground right here. Do you see that map?
I see myself on the map, but the map is blank.
Right. So there's no light. That's the problem. So do you want to illuminate your armor or weapons?
Not at first.
Strike a
though.
light or what?
It's going to be like the end of Doom 1, Episode 1. You're going to turn it on, you're going to be surrounded.
That pitch black scene. No, I'm going to sit there for a minute and see if my murder vision picks up. But if it doesn't, then I'll illuminate Bloodtooth.
Illuminate. Good old Demolition Man. You basically are Simon Phoenix
Oh, yeah.
now. You know all these magic, like how to use all the magical weapons, which would be kind of techish. You're basically a crazy murdering hobo now. So
Okay.
it's only a matter of time before you got a bunch of civilians covered in oil.
Now can you see?
Yeah. I see the red lit.
There you go. That's the best approximation I can give of your Bloodtooth vision there.
It's pretty dim. Is that intended?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. There we go.
Okay, I'll make a circuit around the room. See if there's anything interesting. I'll kind of make a path like that.
There we go. All right. Yeah. So you're moving around, and this is the general layout of this initial cavern you're in here. You got a pile of bones on the ground, and then these stalagmites that reach up to the ceiling.
What kind of bones do they appear to be?
Well, it seems to be majority humanoid skulls, but there are also other humanoid.
Is there anything above, like a hole in the ceiling or something that they're coming down, or is it this sort of have the...
Yeah, there is. Above that, there is a hole in the ceiling that's about 5 feet wide. You can't tell how high up it goes or if it changes direction or anything, but
Well, I'm not much of a climber. Can't go that way. So I'll head over to the only exit I saw.
Yeah, so looking there, you see a pretty steep, smooth section. And then after about 10 feet, there's some worn steps that lead further down into the darkness.
Well, I gotta get down there. Can I do some acrobatics to help myself?
Yeah.
Get you a tumble check.
All right. Go ahead and move yourself where you want to be.
We'll go here to begin with.
Yeah, so you easily keep your balance and slide down that smooth part and make it to the steps, and it looks like those go down, and then the cavern narrows to a tunnel that from where you're standing looks to be about 5 feet wide.
Yeah, at this point, I'll start sneaking along.
Okay, put move silently in the tower for me. Okay, so yeah, you're creeping along. This is a pretty smooth floor where you are. I mean, there's dust and dirt on it, but it was worn smooth at some point, whether by traffic or by design, you can't say. But then you reach this point here, and the ground has now become mostly sand, and it extends off into the north. And then put a listen in the tower for me. Okay. So as you step onto the sand, you start to hear a voice echoing from somewhere up ahead. It's a deep voice without much inflection, and it sounds like they're singing a song. So from here, the only words you've picked out is, I crack open their heads and I eat their brains and they taste good. Okay, and then
It's a good song.
a couple seconds after that, you hear a really loud, high-pitched, pleading scream that is abruptly silenced. Okay, so.
Time to investigate.
All right, we'll be back to you. Now, so yeah, Rohan, you're looking out and you see that that halfling on the warg that you hit with arrows and that got hit by the flame strike, and that halfling is scowling with its pointed teeth clearly visible in the pulsing light. But they he saws on the reins and they disappear back into the darkness out around that pillar there. Okay. All right. And then you hear the sound of like liquid being poured on the stone floor. Now, Fenrith. So no longer twirling this, it's sling. This halfling has put it away somewhere and now has produced a pole arm. It's a glaive, clearly magical, with a black haft and a blade dripping ice crystals off of it, and they put their heels to the flanks of that warg and they charge towards you with this glaive swinging overhead. So they get there, and this is a reach weapon. So, but what's your AC?
25.
Yeah, so that's a hit then. And so you take 14 damage there. And you can feel the icy cold of it as it finds a open spot in your armor and slashes into you. And now you hear those booted feet and the jingling of armor and belts and everything even louder as this sound approaches from further on in the cavern. So, Fenrith, it's your move now.
Where did that dragon go?
Which dragon?
We haven't seen him in a while.
It came in near the red light.
Oh, you're seeing
And
something
then-
I can't see. Yeah.
Yeah, and then...
Oh, you didn't see a dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you haven't seen a dragon. Not since you fought that one. Oh, wait, actually, you did see a dragon.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, you saw that dragon. So you can't see it now. Your sight of it is blocked by that pillar. So you don't know where it is, but you did hear a couple of loud whooshes, and then you heard the sound of breaking rock and falling rock. So make of it what you will. So you're wanting to do a 5-foot step back?
Yeah.
Okay.
-2 per range increment, right?
Mm-hmm. Up to 10 range
Okay.
increments.
So I'm going to actually change that. This is all cast the Righteous Might on myself.
Okay.
Do you want to adjust the size and everything?
Yeah. Give me 1 second, and I will do so. All right. Yeah, so you grow in size, and that puts you here or here. Take your pick. Put you here. Okay. So, let's see. Righteous Might. Let me get the effect on you here. All right. Does that look good to you?
The strength, strength, Constitution, and AC. So strength was 8, Constitution, AC were +4 each, and then the damage reduction should be 5 evil.
All right.
That looks good. 'Cause that'll end my turn as well.
All right.
Do you want to change the round count to 11 on that so it doesn't wear off next round? Thank you.
Okay, Rohan, your turn.
So I see a bugbear sergeant off in the distance being illuminated by the glowing red circle that I'm going to target.
The sergeant?
Yep.
Okay.
And I will... Well, only the first 4 of those should count. I wish it was consistent on
Well, what
which
was
ones.
that attack?
Accidental double or quad click?
Let's say
No,
that
just
was
double. Just double.
That was double.
like
Yeah.
half of your quiver.
His
Yeah.
quiver is infinite.
Yeah.
You have the warg and the sergeant
I...
targeted.
Oh.
So
Yeah, so it was rolling for both of them.
So you've got a hit on the bugbear, a miss, automatic miss. So 2 hits on the bugbear.
Okay. All right. And then I'll duck back behind the pillar so that I have full cover this round.
All right, so 14 damage and 9 damage to the bugbear. So 2 arrows slam into him. And he gives a curse as he looks down at the arrows protruding from his arm. And that's the end of your turn. All right, so now Fenrith, you see that dragon. So it's about 25 feet up that pillar, and it's got its claws latched into the stone, and it comes around the side to look at you. And so you can see its claws just digging into that stone, and bits of stone dust are falling down, and it's got its wings spread out, one of which is scraping against the ceiling for more balance. And so it comes around and it's looking at you, Fenrith. What? Okay. Yeah, so it will breathe line of acid at you. So this line of acid comes spraying out, and he didn't bother to try not to hit the halfling and the warg that are in the path. And so the acid sweeps over them and continues on to you. Let's see, you failed your save. So you take some damage. So 30 damage to you, Fenrith. And the halfling and the warg take some damage here too. You can see it. Both of them took quite a bit of damage. So you can see the acid burning them and melting flesh and fur. And they're both screaming and howling. And the acid splashes over you and continues on, and it's smoking along the stone floor back there. So bugbears continue their approach. So you had shot at the sergeant, and that sergeant had a spearman in front of him, and that spearman rushes up to join his companions where they're lining up over here. Now these, so there's the spearman. And that brings us to you, Casimir. So you get the sense that about 50 feet away, there's 3 large humanoid people stomping their way towards you.
All right, I'll delay until they get within 5 feet of my square.
Okay.
And so that's my turn.
All right. So after taking fire, that bugbear sergeant, he's carrying his spike chain, and you can see him, Rohan, like looking towards you, but obviously he can't see you. He's casting his eyes every direction to find where that arrow came from, but he rushes up and disappears behind this pillar. So you can't see him anymore. And that'll bring us back to Graham. So you heard the song and then a scream. And now you hear much lower, like a humming along to the same tune, or as close to a tune as that can be accused of. From up ahead.
I'll find myself doing it. Yeah, so I want to sneak up and see if I can get a look. I'll extinguish my light if I have to. Keep my hand on the left wall.
Okay.
Hope they have some sort of light.
All right. So you creep up on ahead. Let me get my... Go ahead and do your creeping.
Do you want those in the tower?
Yeah, do... No. Mostly just move your character. We'll keep your other roll, if that's all right with you.
Sure. But I think you need a hide one at some point.
Yeah, do that too. Yeah, do a hide.
So go look at this corner first.
Yeah, let me get the light. Okay. So yeah, you come, when you get to here, let me cancel that. When you get to here, now you can see there's a pretty bright light in there. And then you see a troll. And now can you see him?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's sitting over here, cross-legged. He's like sitting on a rock or something. And he's humming to himself. And then in this corner behind him, you see a group of goblins huddled together, just, shaking in terror. And there's a couple of corpses at his feet. Okay. Can you see all that?
Yes.
All right. So off to the right here, you can see the beginnings of a bridge. But over where he is, you can see these two goblin corpses at his feet. Both of them have their heads split open, like a crack in a walnut, pretty much. And he's got the other ones huddled behind him, and that's what he's singing, and he's humming to himself. And so as you step around the corner, he grabs another one, and that little goblin tries to fight, but it's useless against this troll, because this is a very big troll. And there's something different about this one as well. Do your hero craft skill. That's not bad.
It couldn't have been any worse.
Yeah, true.
All right, so you can tell there's something different about this troll right away. For one thing, it's well clothed. It's got armor on that's well taken care of, and the patches of its body that aren't covered, where it has the fur or it's got a gray pigment to its skin, but the hair seems to have been clean and maybe even combed. The teeth are bright white, like he cleans them regularly. But it's wearing armor, and it has a bow hanging or leaning up against the wall next to it with a quiver. It's got there's a sword nearby that looks like it would be the right size for a creature this large, with a well-made hilt that you can see and a well-made scabbard. So it doesn't look like you would expect a troll to look like from the reading you've done or the stories that have been told to you. But as you step around the corner, it reaches back and snags one of those goblins. And that's when you notice, do a spot check, actually. We'll see if you notice. You do notice. He's got a book open on his lap. And it's a large, thick, leather-bound book. And he is moving his finger across it like he's reading it, which strikes you as just utterly preposterous, almost to the point where you might laugh, that just the very notion. But he seems to be, and he grabs this goblin, and the goblin's fighting with all it's worth, but it might as well, seems as if the troll doesn't even notice. And so he's running his fingers across the words on the book, and he says, "Okay, need the brain, need the pain," and that's when you're given a vivid demonstration of what he's doing here and what that sound was earlier. So he takes the goblin in front of him and then just pulls his finger back with his thumb and thumps the goblin on the forehead. And it makes this like earth-shattering crack that echoes off of the walls of this cavern. And the goblin's head just splits wide open. And the troll just sucks the brain out like an oyster. And then discards the lifeless body. And then he waits for a moment as if expecting something to happen. But after about 20 seconds, nothing happens, and he becomes angry and stands up and starts stomping on the goblin corpses in front of him. So it doesn't seem to have noticed you yet, but you know that you have finally found what you've been looking for all your life. The greatest objective that's ever been in front of you is finally within reach. You see that book, and that's the book that you have been searching for since as long as you can remember.
Gonna need that book. Yeah, I gotta get within point blank range. I wanna fish out my Melf's Acid Arrow scroll.
Okay.
Stayed hidden if I can. That's my plan.
All right. So here's what we will do. So you rolled a hide, didn't you?
Yeah, I put it in the tower. I don't know
Okay.
what the result was.
Now we'll do a new move silently for me in the tower. Okay. So you move forward, staying low, trying to remain hidden.
I'll take an alternate route if necessary. I'm not sure what all I'm moving over, but I'm not gonna do anything foolish like walk off a ledge or something if I can avoid it.
Rummage through some bones.
Not unless that's also what I've been waiting to do my entire life.
If that donkey couldn't stop me, this stupid troll won't be able to either.
All right. Yeah. So you wanted.
So in the course of moving to within point blank range, it's just somewhere around 30 feet or less, whatever is most convenient. I'll also get Bloodtooth ready, or he'll appear in my hand when I think about it, and I'm fishing out a scroll. If that's possible. If the light doesn't reach far enough over here, then I'll forego the scroll.
Yeah, it reaches. Yeah. You can. This is what you see on the map is accurate representation of the lighting in this room. Okay. Although you do this thing here, this little section, this thing here, it's a table. It's just you can't see the top of it because it's too high. But that is a table. It's not a table. It's a stone slab in the basically. But you can tell by the edge of it that it's used as a table. But there is a area behind it that you can see that would provide a good hiding spot.
Okay, we'll make our way there. Yeah, Bloodtooth and I will make our way to the hiding spot.
Okay, go ahead.
There?
More like here. So when you get here, you can see that it, like, you could go around it.
Yeah, so what I need is...
from right here, you can see where those goblins are huddled up there.
Someplace where I can pop out and, with my surprise action...
So that'd be right here.
Do that scroll and try to sneak attack them with the acid arrow.
Okay. All right, yeah, so you move to there, and he's still busy stomping on the goblins there. But that would be it for your turn. And that'll bring us to... Okay. Yeah, so screaming and trying to, without much success, to brush the acid off of his skin, this halfling turns and retreats. Fenrith?
I always like to imagine it as like the white phosphorus attacks in war movies. So he's kind of bust out the dagger and start digging out the acid from it.
Yeah. So he disappears behind this pillar over here. Now you hear the at least one bugbear much closer now, Casimir, but still not within 5 feet.
Yeah.
And Fenrith, now it's your move. So now you pretty much can just see that dragon up there looking at you with acid dripping from its fangs. It seems to have a contemptuous expression on its face, which is odd to see because it's a dragon's face, and you wouldn't expect to understand the expressions if it could make any at all, but it seems contemptuous of you. And he says to you, "You will bow before my awesome power." Your move.
All right, so I'm going to carefully move that arrow off of me, I guess. But I really just wanted to go out of that area that I had gotten hit, just a 5 foot.
Okay.
And I'll draw my sword as part of that move action. And then cast resist energy, acid.
All right. So, resist energy. Which level spell is that?
It's a 2nd level cleric.
Okay, I'll look it
Because
up.
it's subject gains energy resistance 10 against the energy type chosen.
It's 10? Okay.
Well, at level 11 it's 30, and it would last for 110 minutes. Just 10 minutes per level.
All right, yeah, so you select acid, resistance, 30 at 11th level. Okay, let me put that on you.
I like that the spell specifically notes it protects your equipment as well.
Yeah, I think when you critical failure save on those AoE rolls, it starts popping.
Yeah, especially at those higher levels where, you know, the fireballs and whatever are doing 50, 60 damage.
Yeah, it can really tear stuff up.
Okay, there you go. So you've cast that spell on you, so you can feel this oil type feeling cover your body, and has sort of a greenish tint to it for the first couple of moments after the spell goes off. What else would you like to do?
I'm going to sneer at the dragon, which it can't see because of my helmet.
Okay.
Paint the smear on your helmet, or sneer.
In the acid,
Yeah, just a big old smiley face.
because that'll be the end of my turn, though.
All right. So this bugbear comes up to join his companion. Rohan, your turn.
So even though I hear things going on, I still have no idea that Fenrith is in the kind of trouble he's in. So I'm going to keep focusing on the enemies coming down this direction at me.
Okay.
You
So
don't know if I'm in any trouble, but you can feel the sneer from over there.
just the sheer hatred.
Damn, Fenrith's got a sneer on his face.
Oh, that really wouldn't key me in anything different. I figure that he's always got a sneer on his face for one of us.
Well, like, can elves even discern what a sneer is? I mean, we're kind of...
Always in a sneer.
Yeah,
Maybe there are different levels of sneer.
that's
All right.
quite possibly. Maybe
So
it was
you're-
perfected by
You're
elves.
targeting that spearman?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm doing a full volley on it.
All right. 3 hits, 1 miss. Yeah, so you feel, you sort of sense arrows streaking by over you, Casimir, and they slam into that bugbear. 3 of them finding purchase in his chest, torso area, and do a pretty significant amount of damage. He stumbles a bit, but remains standing.
So yeah, I'm still taking partial coverage behind the pillar, so they just kind of see me lean out and fire at him.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay, Fenrith, a magic missile comes out of the darkness and smacks into you. Doesn't hurt very badly, but it does 3 damage.
It hurts my pride.
What is that, like,
I used to be so good at dodging those.
just one magic
Flashback
missile?
to all the times that I never dodged the magic missile.
All right.
You can't.
Now, Fenrith,
Exactly.
you see the dragon curl around towards the inside of this and then leap over to this one, and you can't see him anymore. Although you definitely you could see his wings flapping as he steadies himself, but you hear the crunch of his talons sinking into the stone of that pillar.
Am I able to see like his shadow on the ceiling from the light flashing?
Yeah. So yeah, he leaps over there and out of sight, and you can hear a cry of protest from a halfling over there, but you don't see why they're doing that. All right, and then let's see. You see this bugbear come out from around that pillar, and he sees you, and he gives a shout to his companions, and he moves forward and holds here with his spear pointed at you.
Answers that question. Well, actually, I guess we figured they could be keyed for race too, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
we hadn't really figured out whether those glowy things were.
Casimir.
Continue to delay until one of them gets within 5 feet of my stone.
Okay.
It's the spell says basically I'm either kind of in or out. So would that kind of be a free action to?
Mm-hmm.
So I could do that as part of the delay.
Yeah, I'll say you can.
Okay. Yeah, that's my turn.
So this bugbear with the spiked chain comes out from around that pillar, Fenrith, and swings it at you. But he misses. Just clings off your armor.
Would that provoke an attack of opportunity? Him
No.
moving into that area?
Oh,
Or
how
would he have to move one more?
Yeah, he would have to move one more,
Okay.
and not as a 5 foot, because moving one more would move out of a threatened area.
Mm-hmm.
But if he does move one more next time, it would be a 5 foot. So yeah, it doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity.
Is this the one that has 2 of my arrows sticking out of him?
Well, you can't see this, so you don't know. But yeah, that would be the one.
Okay.
Okay, Graham. So the troll continues stomping away, but then it stops suddenly and raises to its full height of 12 feet and starts sniffing at the air. But it's not looking in your direction yet, and it's your turn.
It's time for the surprise attack.
Okay?
So I'll read from the scroll, and I'll end with a very clear designation between the end of the scroll reading, and I'll say, surprise attack! And I'll shoot, hopefully, Mel Sassadero at him. I need a 23 on my use magic device to succeed.
Too bad you couldn't dual wield scroll in your knife. So that way, if the scroll failed, you could still.
Well, I do have my knife, right?
Yeah. You are successful with your use magic device. So the scroll will go off.
So I need a ranged touch attack.
Okay, let me make sure
And I have a +1
that
from
this...
point blank shot.
Let me make sure I've got him flat-footed here. Wait.
Well, my hope is that he'll be flat. I can beat him in initiative when we start the regular combat, and I can throw the dagger.
As he's still flat-footed.
Yeah, hopefully, but we'll see how fast he is or fast I am.
Yeah, be careful. He seems like a pretty intelligent troll.
Right.
Shadowrun troll.
Oh, let's...
All right. Let me put the... All right, that's a hit with your ranged touch.
All right, here's the damage.
If you encounter like a barbarian that can't be caught flat-footed or snuck attacked by a rogue, will Graham like call out that he's cheating or something?
You're cheating. So that's from the arrow. Here's the sneak attack part. Am I targeting him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not a great roll. So I think the minimum for the acid scroll is 3, right? It's a level 2 spell, but at least the wizard doesn't get to cast it till they're level 3.
Yep.
So I think it will do that acid damage again on the next round.
Yeah, it does it on 1 round and then +1 round per 3 levels. So, yeah, next round.
Yeah, and then that would be it for what I can do in the surprise round.
Okay. Yeah, so you fire off this acid arrow and it slams into him and he jumps because he's so surprised, and he slams his head on the ceiling, which shakes the whole cavern. Comes back down and wheels around. He's got burning hair and skin on his back that he's trying to reach and put out. And that's your turn?
Yep.
Okay, so why don't you roll initiative? Just you. Okay. So you would be... That's your turn. Okay. Now back to these guys. Yeah, so you'd heard the like a cry of protest from a halfling when that dragon leapt to this other pillar, and then now you see you see, well, I guess Rohan would see a halfling and a warg come flying out this direction from the top of the pillar and land unceremoniously on the ground over here.
I'd like to see happen to those guys.
Yeah, halfling throwing should be a sport.
I think it is.
Technically, their default range would be 10 foot, right? Because I think that's the range of all things that aren't really meant to be thrown. Range increment. You could chuck them pretty far.
Well, okay, I guess I was wrong on the halfling part.
Oh, you're talking about like dwarf tossing?
Yep.
But that's always been a sport from, I mean, look at what happens to Gimli.
True.
All right. Now, yeah. All right. So this spearman continues marching towards Rohan. So it gets to here, which will trigger you, Casimir.
All right. So this would technically be a surprise round. And I will get up and I will do a single two-handed attack with my trident.
Okay, 1 second.
All right.
Kind of imagine you just coming up out of the ground with your spear.
I like the idea, but that would probably be something else. This is kind of, you're either in or out.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
All right.
We miss.
I don't know. It's a 20.
Okay, so he's flat-footed. So I don't know why it says you missed. That's not a miss.
Okay.
That's a hit. I don't know why it said that. Do you have him targeted, maybe?
I believe I should. Bugbear Spearman 1.
That's him. Weird. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so you do 15 damage to him. Yeah, so you pop up out of the ground and with your trident, you stab him right in the neck, and that kills him.
So yeah, that's my surprise action.
Okay. Fenrith, your move.
I'm going to step back 5 feet,
Okay.
and then I'll cast Divine Power on myself.
All right. There you are. Oh,
And then that would complete my turn.
okay.
Do you want to add in the temporary hit points, or do you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember to
That's
just
how
add-
it works, right? Is it's just the actual amount of temporary hit points, not what my hit
Yeah.
points would be with that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Otherwise
always
you'll
get
be
confused on this one.
yeah. Otherwise you'll be absorbing stuff all day.
Yeah.
All right. So this spearman comes up behind his fallen comrade and stabs at you, Casimir.
Okay. So he'd be going for a shadow.
Okay.
So what do you get?
A 26.
Yeah, he'd hit that.
Okay. So yeah, he stabs through one of the shadows, which poofs out of existence. And that leaves you with 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll exclaim, Casimir, where have you been?
Yeah, you just saw him just slide up out of the floor and stab that bugbear to death.
I think it's obvious where I've been then.
But it's your turn, Rohan.
All right. So I'll take a 5-foot step up and forward now that there's something besides just the wall between me and them. I'll target the spearman that's attacking him, and I'll say, well, it's good for you to join the fight, as I
3 hit.
shoot arrow after arrow with spearman.
Okay. Yeah, so 3 arrows dunk into him and do a pretty extensive amount of damage.
I soften him up, you finish him off. But, yeah, after I fire that last arrow, I'll ask, can you see Fenrith? I can't see him.
Can I? No.
You should still hear me clanking, because I am
Yeah.
moving every turn.
And praying.
And praying and sneering.
We can always hear that.
Yeah. It's like the sound of your heartbeat. It would be weird if it went away.
So I'm guessing there's different type of sneers, right? So like there'd be the ranger sneer, the roguish grin, rogue
Yeah.
sneer, the wizard sneer, which I'm pretty sure is pretty aggravating, and then like the cleric sneer, which I'm sure is equally aggravating,
Yeah.
and then the druid's one, which I don't like druids already. So
That's just a provoke.
yeah, are you threatening me? No, I'm just living out here in the woods.
Well,
Oh,
that
you
sneer says
son of a-
otherwise.
Are these different sneers arranged in like a circle of strength and weaknesses?
Yeah, so like the druidic sneer counters the fighter sneer.
Right.
Would the rogue sneer counteract the cleric sneer?
I don't know. Good question.
Rogue sneer might counter the barbarian sneer as they're kind of
Yeah.
opposed,
And wizard versus cleric.
probably. And then you'd have like a direct ranger paladin one.
Yeah.
And then no one cares about druid, so it just...
The monk.
They sneer alone.
I
at
guess-
forest.
Yeah, they alone in the forest with all their stupid animals. I guess we could pair the druid and the bard, as one would be a loner, the other's social. So
Yeah.
The bard gets paid to sneer.
they're equally hated in my eyes. So, man, you ever just want to hold a bard's head under a wagon wheel? Because I sure have.
I would have played a bard. I think I got an idea to make it work.
Well, if not, I'll just hold your head under a wagon wheel.
All right, so Fenrith the dragon comes out from around the side of that pillar then, looking down at you. And he shouts at the bugbear, "Kill the fool quickly before the master shows up." This bugbear spearman comes down and stabs at you with his spear, but misses. Okay. Casimir, brings us to your turn.
Is that considered rough terrain, the spot in front of me?
No.
No.
With his body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll 5 foot to here,
Okay.
and I'll 5 foot or full attack the bugbear in front of me.
All right.
And full attack
Yeah, make sure you target him.
should be now.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, that's 2 hits.
Huh.
15 damage and 15 damage
Yeah.
you do to this bugbear, and that kills him too.
nice.
So with a couple of quick, powerful jabs into his chest, he drops to the ground.
Cleave to myself. I'll do it like Pyramid Head and Silent Hill 2. I'll
Oh, okay.
put my trident butt first on the ground and just drive it into my neck.
There you go.
That's my turn. Let me twink. There we go.
All right.
What's this sudden line?
You're still targeting the dead one. Even
I
though
shouldn't
he's
be.
Gone.
I cleared it before he went anywhere. It's not from me.
Oh.
Yeah, it could be from something that has you targeted.
It's not targeting me at all. It's from the square I used to be in.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it's like 95 feet out into the darkness.
Oh, it looks like it has you like a movement token for you there.
Weird. Anyway, so this spearman steps forward, or no, the sergeant steps forward, Fenrith, to attack you with his spike chain. So he'll do a full attack on you.
I was considering trying to jump over the 2 dead bodies, but then I looked at my jump skill and I decided that was a bad idea.
But both of his attacks miss, and that'll bring us to you, Graham. So you've got this troll trying to brush the acid off its back, which it can't reach. It hasn't seen you, and it's not really even looking around yet because it's still focused on the burning. So let's do the acid damage again.
Can you throw both versions of Bloodtooth in one round?
Yeah, like if I do a full attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only had the one readied. Sorry, Brandon, I got rid of that scroll, so
Oh, okay.
it dropped my damage here. So I had a -3 on that because I was going to do my attack roll, or planning for my attack roll, so that should be 5, not 2. More acid damage to him.
Okay. Yeah, so the acid continues to burn. Now what would you like to do?
So I just want to 5 foot a little bit, and I'll grab... What wand do I need handy? I suppose I ought to get that healing wand out. Kind of need it. Actually, we'll see how it goes for a round. So yeah, I'll just 5 foot back there, and I'll chuck my dagger at him,
Okay.
which is the 2 full range increments for it, but it's still within my point blank shot, and we'll see how we do.
That's a hit.
All right, so here's the dagger damage. He's still flat-footed, correct?
Yes.
And sneak.
Now there's a sneak attack. Nice.
Pretty good. Yeah, only one that was kind of middle of the road. Two that were middle of the road.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and split Bloodtooth with my remaining action. That's it for me.
Wait a minute. I thought Bloodtooth did acid damage.
He does.
Oh, okay. Good. Excellent. Oh.
He does slashing and acid.
Oh, I see. I
Just
gotcha.
1 point.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's your turn?
Yeah.
All right.
And then the sneak attack mimics the base weapon.
Yeah.
So.
So was your sneak attack acid on
With
the
melts?
melt?
Yeah.
I was going to ask that when I was happening, because it would kind of make sense if if you're going that route, because your sneak attack damage does subdual if you got a blackjack. So
Right.
might as well.
I mean, that's as near as I could tell. I didn't source any official thing that.
I feel that it's correct.
No.
All right, so the troll, he's spinning all around, sniffing at the air now, even though the acid's still burning him. And he says, "Curse you! I'm trying to study."
Exams are next week.
So you can see him looking around. He still somehow hasn't seen you.
Yeah, I guess I am getting a -20 to my
Yeah.
hide because I'm ranged.
But he finally does see you, and he looks at you with like a dumbfounded expression on his face. And he says, "How did you find me?" As he steps forward towards you to within striking distance. And he's looking at you. Now, he hasn't picked up his weapons, but his claws are 3 inches long. So he's looking at you and he says, "How did you find me? And why do you look like that?"
Well, I just kind of showed up here.
And I was
like a
born
tube or
that
something.
way.
I wonder if the dent in his head will make it extra easy to crack his skull open.
Probably. It probably doesn't even got skull there. Just nice, soft, spongy.
Place to stick a straw like in a Capri Sun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you start to get this aching pain in your throat, like when you run too much, and you feel this throbbing in your jaw, like a pressure moving from your jaw up to your ears, and that's what you feel right now. And he still has this dumbfounded expression on his face. Back behind him, you see the book laying on the ground. All right, so this halfling and the warg, they got themselves to their feet, and the halfling got remounted, and now they dart towards the wall and out of sight behind this pile of bones. But only momentarily are they out of sight. After a couple of seconds, you spot them running up the side of the wall, up towards where it meets the ceiling. The warg somehow being able to climb the wall with no issue.
Does that warg have 2 arrows sticking out of him?
Don't remember, but probably.
Okay.
And then Fenrith, you see another mounted halfling coming out this way at a good pace. This halfling is once again whirling its sling and lets a bullet fly towards you, which slams into you for 13 damage. And that brings us to you, Fenrith.
All right. I'm going to 5 foot forward, and we'll start with the,
Like to hear?
yeah,
Okay.
right there.
All right.
We'll start with the sergeant. I'm going to free action activate my haste boost.
All right, so both of those attacks hit. Yeah, so this massive flaming sword of yours strikes into this sergeant with 2 good solid blows, and he's still
then
alive, but he's severely damaged.
All right, and then I'll do my haste attack.
Okay, so that kills him. So he falls to the ground dead in a bloodied mess. Anything else?
No. Why does it show me moving?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, Rohan.
So can I see that halfling that's up on the wall for those glowing...
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay. Can you make me target his warg?
Well, never mind. No, you can't.
Okay, then I'm going to keep moving forward, keeping an eye out for any enemy I can see. Okay, now I can see him. So it shows them to me. Can I actually see them?
Yeah, you can see them now.
So yeah, I'll target the warg, and I will do my mini shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hero point that.
Sure.
You should let me cast light on one of your arrows that you can save. Stick into one of them. Whoa, what? There it goes.
Potential critical.
That was a magic.
That's critical
dice.
hit.
Critical hit. So
Even the CPU was surprised.
Nice damage, too.
there we
Oh
go.
my God.
Yeah, so,
Shocking burst.
that tears right through its mouth all the way out the other side. And
Hopefully it sends that halfling falling back to earth with a great thump.
How high is it?
I don't know how high.
they're 30 feet up.
3d6.
Okay, anything else, Rohan?
No, that's actually more than I had hoped to do.
All right.
So I'll pass it on.
All right.
So does Spider Climb still keep him stuck to the wall? Or does he
I don't know. Have to look at it.
fall off? Does an enchantment end when you're dead?
Oh, a potion.
Oh, potion.
So the potion might remain active.
All right. So Fenrith, this dragon simply lets go and drops to the ground, and everybody feels the cavern shake as it lands heavily on the stone floor. But it will.
Would that provoke an attack of opportunity since he would fall through the threatened zone?
No.
Yeah.
So it will breathe acid at you again.
Only this time, Fenrith bathes in it and just comes out shinier than normal.
All right, so reflex save is a success this time. And so essentially you take no damage from it because of your spell and your save. So this
I'll
acid...
still scream in pain.
Roll a bluff.
All right, the bugbear will take a step back.
Do they believe it?
He pulled a When Harry Met Sally on it.
Never seen it.
All right, so we got one hit for 12 damage.
I'm going to release that inflict serious wound that's stored in my chest piece.
Okay, go ahead and cast it on him. All right. Yeah, so as he stabs you with the spear, you release that spell, and the negative energy slides through his spear into his arms, and he gives a gasp as it starts tearing through him. And Casimir, that brings us to you.
Where am I hearing this dragon from?
On the other side of the pillar and further down
Okay.
to the left.
So I guess I will go like this to there.
Okay.
Actually, wait. I think it would be about there because of the double spaces there.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so there you can see now there's a bugbear stabbing at Fenrith with the spear, and you can clearly see the dragon there.
All right. How big is it?
It is large.
Okay. I will.
It's as big as Fenrith,
I will
essentially.
ready my net,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
Oh, right. Let me...
Guess I could call back to Rohan. Dragon.
All right. Is that what that noise is?
Indeed, it is.
All right. Hopefully we'll get to kill this one.
Can I tell the difference between dragons? Is this the same one we fought earlier?
Well, here, let me make a roll for you.
Okay.
No. You can't tell. In fact, you think this actually must be a different one.
Okay.
And now bring us to you, Graham. So you've still got this pressure building in your head, and this troll's still standing before you, confused. But it's your move.
Well, I will respond to his second question and say, I look like this because I'm me. And I'll do total defense and tumble away. Let's
Okay.
say it there. Let me give you my tumble roll.
All total defense and tumble is you with your daggers crossed in front of you and just backflipping.
All right.
That's it.
You tumble around that pillar there that is used as a table, that slab, out of sight, and you hear him shout, I smell the red lady on you. It's mine. I stole it fair and square, and I'll never give it back. And you see him stomp over here and reach down to pick up the book off of the floor. These other goblins all recoil in fear from him.
Join my party.
Yeah, they're going to hail you as a hero.
Yeah,
Every man dies. Not every man really lives.
put your flag up. They're already in an alliance. They're waiting for you to put your flag up.
All right, so the warg that you killed, it's still stuck on the wall, and now the halflings noticed it. So he curses, and you see him. He's got some like straps around his thighs that he undoes, and drops to the ground behind the bone pile, so you're not able to see him anymore. And this one will throw some more sling bullets at you, Fenrith, but they clang harmlessly off of the shield spinning around you, and that brings us to your turn.
All right, I'll move a little bit closer to that dragon.
Well, there's where you are now, or there's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll full attack it.
All right.
Oh,
Can I hero
Okay, so you
point
got 2
that
hits.
automatic miss?
using a hero point on that last one.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 hits. All right. Yeah, so you slash into him, and the flame explodes off your sword and burns its black flesh, rears its head back, and screams in pain. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that'll be it.
All right, Rohan, your turn.
All right, so the savage halfling that fell is behind the bone pile, so I can't really see him. I'll move up to here. And can I see him there?
No.
Okay. Then I will target the dragon and do 1 shot with 2 arrows in it.
Okay, so it's a hit.
Okay, so 2 arrows. Wow, that first one was horrible.
Yeah, but both arrows stick into him along his neck, and blood starts spurting out. Do you have anything else for your turn?
No, that's all I can do.
Okay. All right. So, Fenrith, you feel the magical energies settle on you and start rushing through your body, and it dispels your righteous might. Actually, let me take a look. Let me get this right.
Can I see who's casting that?
You can't.
Okay.
No.
Are we hearing it though?
No.
No.
No, you don't. So you guys everyone is unaware of it except for Fenrith, who is only aware that a spell has been cast on him. So it doesn't dispel your righteous might, only the size portion of it, Fenrith. So you'll be back to medium size, which is going to take away I'll fix it. It's going to take away the strength bonus and the constitution from the size, but you'll keep the natural armor and the damage reduction.
And would it take away the negative to AC and attack as well?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, so you're going to you'll keep the natural armor and the damage reduction. And that's it. Let's just get rid of that altogether. And let's put you've already got the natural on your sheet, so we'll put some damage reduction effect on you. Do you remember what that damage reduction is?
5
5
evil.
It's 5 evil.
I believe. Right, John?
Yeah. Yeah, it's 5 evil.
All right. Yeah, so you're reduced back to a normal size, Fenrith. All right. So the dragon...
Did my light get turned off?
Yeah, I'll put it back.
Thank you.
The dragon retreats back behind this pillar and pops around this side.
Well, we're in a line, Justin.
Yeah.
High five.
Now, I'm going to take cover behind Casimir.
I think that might technically be a thing for like certain types of spell saves, but I don't remember where it is. So
You're bigger than me and you're in armor, so I'm just going to tuck myself in behind you.
All right, so it breathes acid. A line of acid spits out towards both of you. Looks like Casimir failed his save. Rohan succeeded on his save.
So I did hide behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So 26 damage and 25 damage.
I shouldn't take damage on that.
Oh, you got evasion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it gave you any.
Nice.
Yeah, I see that soft cover, such as your friends, provides
Like
No.
+2, was it?
+4 against
Oh.
range, but it doesn't work on
Ah.
reflex saves.
Yeah.
Nor does it allow you to make a hide check.
Or did it? Did it?
I think it did do damage.
Yeah, I
'cause
think
I'd
it
only
did.
taken
Yeah,
one
it did.
sling bullet.
Yeah. That's dumb. Okay. That's okay. I took it away. That's his turn.
My character.
Yeah, so this bugbear will do a full attack on you, Fenrith. So 1 hit for 11 damage. And Casimir, that brings us to you.
How high up is the dragon?
It's on the ground.
Oh, it's on the ground?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll move up to 20 feet of it. So there.
I don't think that damage reduction worked.
What do you mean?
The weapon could be evil.
What do you mean about the damage?
Because I was
reduction?
at 59, so it would have reduced it by 5.
What damage did you take? Are you
The
talking
11.
about? Oh, from this the bugbear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah, it's evil.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, like the bugbear being evil wouldn't count for the damage reduction because it's referring to the subclass on that. But if the weapon is, then yeah. All right. Anyway, touch attack on the dragon that I targeted.
Yeah. And
Okay.
you got a critical threat. That's a big threat range.
I can't critical with the whatchamacallit.
Oh. It shows a crit range of 15 or higher.
I didn't make this.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You hit.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a 0 on the crit. So, all right. So electricity damage, and I'm going to hold on to the lead,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
All right. So you've got him entangled, and that brings us to you, Graham.
So he's picked the book up.
Yeah.
Not going to be able to snag it from him that way. I'm not here because of the red lady. I'm here because I want that book for myself.
He looks at you and his eyes narrow and he says, I can smell her on you. I know she sent you. Now he's sort of hugging it to his chest.
While his back continues to melt.
Pickpocket him. If you roll high enough, you get it.
No, I don't. I don't even think I'm trained in it.
All right, so now that pressure has reached the point where it's difficult to focus on anything else. And you're starting to worry like something's going to break in your jaw from the pressure of it. So now there's this sound that's sort of rattling in your skull and drowning out other noises. You don't know what it is or what's causing it, but you do hear the flap and squeak of bats from somewhere off to the east.
Well, I suppose I'll just keep total defense up there and I'll sort of stagger against the wall for a moment, shake my head. We'll call that the turn.
Okay. All right. So that's your turn, and the troll hears it too, and he starts looking off in that direction, and he takes a few steps over there so he can see around the corner to look that way, and then a massive swarm of bats explodes out of this chasm here that's spanned by that bridge you'd seen, that rope bridge. It's enormous, this swarm. Now, I mean, it's all you can hear is the mad flapping of bats and their screeching and squeaking and whatever noises they make as they're fluttering around. And the troll's screams, like comically high-pitched scream, and backs up against the wall here. So you can see him, and he's hugging that book to himself as these bats envelop him. So he's screaming, and there's, you don't know how many, it must be 1 million bats. It's like infinity bats swirling around and biting. And you can see blood, and, bats don't bite with fire or acid. So, intellectually, they're not really going to harm him. But, garter snakes aren't going to harm people either, but I'm still
But 1 million?
going to stay away from them. So the panic has gripped him, and he's trying to bat all these bats away, ineffective. But in the course of that, he dropped the book. And what had been giving light to this room was a lantern that he had, and that gets knocked off of the rock he had it sitting on, and it breaks, and it spreads, fire in a small area, but that fire goes out pretty quickly because there's nothing for it to catch on. So it's just on the bare stone, and the oil gets burnt out, which sort of plunges the room back into darkness, except for you can still see. I mean, he'd be able to see too, but it is dark now. And he's dropped that book on the floor while he's trying to fend off these bats.
I assume I can't see, though, the book when the light's gone.
Yeah, you can.
Oh.
You can see. I did Did I turn your light off?
No, I think mine has been off.
Yeah, when he was going into the troll area, he turned it off so the troll wouldn't see him.
I couldn't tell that it was still on.
Yeah. And, whatchamacallit, your murder site probably would be very confused. It'd probably be like being in like a cloud of mist or something.
Yeah.
No, it's actually not confused in the slightest. And what you see, as far as the bats go, is just a inky black cloud. But it has fine defined lines on its edges, so you can tell what that is.
Murder site concealment.
It's actually not murder site, it's item highlight. Saw it.
So, yeah, I mean, you couldn't read the book like this, but you can see where it fell on the ground.
Okay.
So that's it for you. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, untrained sleight of hand, it auto fills if the DC's higher than 10. But
then you just need to lower the DC, Graham.
right.
All right, Casimir.
Good thinking, me. Yep.
This halfling comes running around this pile of bones, holding a glaive and a polearm.
I'll look at him and tell him to wait his turn.
And you can see the ice crystals dripping off of this thing, and it attacks you. All right, so it's a hit. And at a random point in time, the damage will appear.
Okay. I eagerly await.
Yeah, 21 damage as it slashes through your armor, and the ice, crystals crystallizes your blood and makes you lose your hair.
Possible.
So that's his turn.
Red fighter needs food badly.
That's a good game.
X to doubt.
All right, so one of these bullets hits you. Oh, I see. I see what you're... All right, one of these bullets hits you, Fenrith.
I should line myself up with that halfling if the dragon wants to breathe.
Is his sling evil too?
No.
Well, he shouldn't be able to breathe for another round, right? At least.
Sometimes the dice just really screw you.
Yeah, but even then, I thought there was always one round between, so they couldn't do back-to-back breaths.
Well,
I thought it was like 1 + 1d something for how soon they could breathe again.
I
Don't you worry about it. All right.
It's something that concerns me very much right now.
Okay, well, your character gets... Rohan gets caught up thinking about the meta universe and the meaning of it all and what rules might apply here and there, and so he'll lose his turn. Fenrith, your turn.
Just give him amnesia and insanity.
All right. I'm going to flame strike. Well, sorry. I'll move here,
Okay.
and then I'll flame strike the Worgen halfling.
All right.
Oh, crap. Nice.
All right. Yeah, so you kill the halfling with that.
Do you want me to roll individually for the
And
ward,
you,
or did it hit
You
it?
do a severe amount of damage to the ward, but it's
Okay.
still alive.
The shadows, do I still need to roll that? Or does your buff take care of that automatically? Because
No.
I have 2 left. All right, so 3 or 4, that glaive attack would have hit a shadow.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, I forgot about him.
All right.
20-something damage.
26 damage. Yeah, 26.
I'll say it was 21.
No,
It's
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because you had some resistance. 21, yeah. 26 was the attack roll. So 1 mirror image left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Fenrith, what do you do?
I already did mine.
You just flame strike the halfling to death.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, Rohan.
So this black dragon's entangled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna step forward as I target him and pepper him with arrows, one shot after another.
I want to get out of the line.
You're true. You're right. I probably should. Well,
I guess you could do it next round. Go 1 down.
Yeah. All right, so full round of shots at the dragon. Ooh. Oh, I don't suppose I can use a hero point on that potential critical.
Yeah.
So we will. Which one was that? That was at
So he rolled
plus 20. So that was one of my normal ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had gotten a 22.
All right.
Okay, so that would have been a critical. So let me. All right. Go ahead and roll damage. You've got.
First hit, second hit, third hit, and I don't know how to automatically kick off a critical. I have one that's 3d8 plus 6 plus 3. No, that's...
Hang on 1 second. Let me.
I guess potentially you could lower your critical threat range and then re-roll one attack.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I know there's a way I can do it. I know there's a way I can do it. So it's, just.
Here, I can just do a...
Oh, here we go. Okay. So roll damage. Just roll regular damage.
Okay.
So we'll just double that, I guess.
It's 3 times on the longbow.
Right. Yeah, it is. So what? We'll just do 33.
Yep.
Okay, where are you? All right. So that kills the black dragon.
Nice.
The young adult black dragon.
There you go, Fenrith. That's for him being so arrogant.
Who's smiling now?
Don't forget to sneer.
Oh, we're already doing it. Where else?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, these arrows all sink into it, one of which right into his forehead, and there's a loud crack as the skull gives way and electricity starts frying its brain, and it falls to the ground dead.
Imagine all the spell component parts.
You two are just going to be cutting it apart for the next day or two.
Yeah. Oh, Casimir will even sing a song, crack open its skull, pull out its brains. So instead of being able to snap it open like the troll, I'll have to go around it. Me and Fenrith will go around the head with our weapons and open it up like a can.
That's Rohan.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And that.
Too bad that wasn't the same black dragon. Otherwise, I'd be able to check him off my vindictive kill list.
Oh, I didn't know it was the same black dragon. You might have a different result.
True.
I don't know if it was. In fact, I am sure it was not. There we go. That's what it was.
Yeah, the last one on my vindictive kill list is that elf sorcerer that keeps throwing fireballs at us and then running away invisible.
I got something for him.
Yeah.
I got greater invisibility. And see invisibility.
Like greater invisibility on a rogue is just
that's
insane.
who I got it for.
Okay. So the dragon falls dead, and you can see the halfling. The halfling's mouth drops open. Same with this bugbear spearman. He seems to know it's happened, even though it's out of his sight. Graham, we'll take you guys out of combat mode for this last couple of minutes of the game session, and Graham, we'll go to you. So this thing being 12 feet tall, the bats seem to be focused on his upper torso, and there you see the book laying on the ground.
Well, it seems quite clear I have to tumble up to it and grab it.
Okay.
Although grabbing it does provoke attacks of opportunity.
Well, swarms can't take those, and he's too busy.
Busy? So yeah, that would be 1 turn's worth, depending how far away from me it is. I don't.
It is 10 feet away from you.
All right, so yeah, I can tumble up and grab it all in the same turn.
Okay.
And then when I have it, I'll tumble away some more and then start moving a little bit more freely after that
Okay.
next tumble, heading for that bridge.
All right. Sounds good. So, yeah, you dive forward, and then you're keeping low underneath this cloud of bats. And you're close enough to him. He could reach out and slash at you with his claws, but he doesn't notice. And the thing is, obviously bats don't have acid attacks or fire attacks, but they're doing such an extraordinary amount of damage anyways. Blood's raining down, along with dead bats from when he slashes at them. But you manage to get a hold of the book and roll out the other side of this cloud and head off towards that bridge. So you can see it crosses over chasm, who knows how deep.
I know how deep.
So what do you do from there?
Keep moving away. I'll cross the bridge.
Okay, go ahead and move where you want to go.
Guess we'll go to here for now.
All right, so you step across this bridge and you come to this area where there's another hole in the floor, and then there's rubble. Off to the right, you can see some cave mushrooms growing. And off to the left, you can see that there's a path to go. There's a stalagmite on the floor that blocks most of the vision in that direction.
Yeah, I'll go look down that way.
Yeah, so this widens out and you can see an exit to this, where a tunnel that leads out of this cavern up that way.
Okay. From this point on, I'll start being quiet again.
Okay, and so you start heading that direction. The last thing that you see when you look back is the troll screaming and running in your direction with the bats swirling above him. And he just leaps off of that edge there and falls. So you can hear him screaming for quite a long time. And that is where we will end today's game session, with the death of the Black Dragon and with Graham in possession of a book that, now that you have it, the question finally blooms in your mind. Why did I want this book so badly? We'll see you next time.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brandon.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.